students, in this lecture I will talk about transcription. But before we start transcription, you must know the meaning of phonetics. Why? Because the topic transcriptions falls under this topic phonetics. So what's the meaning of phonetics? Actually, the word phonetics, it consists of two words. One is a phone and the second is ix. And what is the meaning of phone? Phone means sound and ix means scientific study. Then what's the meaning of phonetics? Phonetics means scientific study of sounds or scientific study of pronunciation. So that's the meaning of phonetics. Now in phonetics, we study RP. In phonetics, we study RP. Now what's the meaning of RP? RP stands for received pronunciation. Received pronunciation. Received pronunciation. Now what is the meaning of received pronunciation? Received pronunciation means, here received means accepted. Received means approved, means the pronunciation that is accepted all over the world. That type of pronunciation is called RP or received pronunciation. Now in RP, there are 44 sounds. As in English alphabet, there are 26 letters. Similarly, in phonetics, in RP, there are how many sounds? 44 sounds are there. 44 sounds are there. As in alphabet, letters are divided into two categories. That's consonant letters and vowel letters. Similarly, these 44 sounds, they are divided into two categories. One is called consonant sounds and the second is called vowel sounds. Out of 44 sounds, 24 are consonant sounds and 20 are vowel sounds. 20 are vowel sounds. In this video, I will talk about 24 consonant sounds in detail. So let's move to our topic, 24 consonant sounds. So that I will discuss in this topic. But before I start 24 sounds, now you must know the meaning of transcriptions also. Because we are discussing this topic, I have told you, I have given you the meaning of phonetics, scientific study of sounds. And what's the meaning of transcription? Transcription means written or printed form of pronunciation. Actually, transcription means written or printed form of anything. When we are talking about transcription of sounds, so it means written or printed form of sounds. That is called transcription. So I think now the meaning of transcription is clear. Written or printed form of a pronunciation. Because when you consult any dictionary, so you find transcription there. There is one word and along with the word there is a pronunciation given in slanting lines. So the written form of that pronunciation is given and that is called transcription. So first of all, we will talk about 24 consonant sounds. Now, when we talk about 24 consonant sounds, there are 8 pairs. Now, what are those pairs? So along with English pair, I will tell you Hindi also so that you may be able to understand these sounds. And most of consonants sounds or the symbols of the consonant sounds, they are like alphabet letters. So first pair I want to discuss with you, and that is a purba. This is the first. I am writing the Hindi version also. Purba. So pur is like P letter, and the b is like small b, or pur sound is like a capital P. So it's a purba is the first. You can say the pair. You must remember. Easy to remember. Next is a fervor. Fervor. So fervor, they are similar to English alphabet. Per sound correspond to a capital F, and the V sound correspond to that's a small v. So perv, they are so simple to remember. The next sound, the next pair that I want to discuss with you is third. So it's a third. Third is a theta and the third. That's the next symbol. Third. Third you can remember with the help of the mathematics sine theta, and third, these are the next. These two are different from English alphabet, because in English alphabet you don't find these symbols, so you must focus these symbols. Third. Then the next pair is a third. Third is the next pair. Third. Now third, they are like English alphabet. For third, there is a symbol of a small t, and for the, there is a symbol of a small d. Small d means lowercase d. Clear? So these are eight consonant sounds that I have discussed. Now come to the next pair. The next pair, the fifth pair, is a surge. This is next one. It's a surge. Now surge is again like English alphabet. For the symbol sir is like capital S, and J is like capital Z. So that's a surge. These are the two next pair. The next is churge. So surge, churge. Now these two symbols are different, and that's why you should focus, because they are not in English alphabet. It's a church. So chur, how do you frame chur? It's like a t and then this one, t, in this way. And how will you frame this symbol? It's a small d and this one. So in this way you can frame these symbols. It's a church. So you should focus on that one. Now come to the next pair, and the next pair is sh, z. It's sh, it's a z. So there is nukta after j. So how will you pronounce it? These two are humming sounds. They are called sh, z. Sh, z. So it's a sh, z. Now you must have noticed that there are three z. This one j, this j, and this j. And often the students are confused that when to use this j, when to use this j, and when to use this z. So definitely I will discuss these rules after I complete all the 24 consonant sounds. Then I will discuss each and every problematic consonant sounds, and I will give you hints how to identify and how to use them correctly in your daily life. So that's the next pair. It's a shows, and the next pair is the last pair is kurg. So kurg is like our English alphabet. The symbol of k sound is k, and the symbol of g sound is g. So you can remember that one. So far there are 6 different symbols. One was third, then we had the different symbol in church, then we have the different symbol in shows. Otherwise all the symbols of the sounds I have discussed, they correspond to English alphabet. Now come to, after I have discussed 16 sounds, now I am going to discuss 3 nasal sounds. They are called nasal. Why? Because they are produced with the help of our nasal cavity, with the help of the nose, and that's why they are known as nasal sounds. And the three nasal sounds are m, and it's a m, it's a n, it's it's so m. The symbol of m is like m, the symbol of n is like n. So there's a little bit different symbol. It's how do you frame it? N, and then you take it longer, and then there's a roll back. So in this way you can frame this symbol. It's So that is another problematic symbol, that where do we use this symbol So Indians, the students, they often find problem in using this symbol. So definitely I will discuss some rules relating to this sound also, this symbol also, that where to use this symbol. So these are 3 nasal sound. We have so far discussed 19 consonant sounds. And now I am going to discuss the remaining 5 consonant sounds, and these are y. So just try to understand. First is a y, it's a y, then there's a r, then there's a y, then there's a l, then there's a w, it's a w symbol, it's like w, w, and then we have the last symbol, and that is called h. So these are the next 5 symbols, h. So the symbol of y is J in English alphabet. The symbol of r is like English alphabet re, and the symbol of l is a small l in English alphabet. The symbol of w is a w, and the symbol of h is like small h. Now you must have noticed there are 2 w. One was p and here is the w. So these two again creates problem. Students, they face problem when to use the w of v and the w of w. So I am going to discuss, so these are 24 consonant sounds. Now I am going to discuss each and every problematic sounds in consonant sounds. The first I want to discuss, as I have just told you, that there are 2 w. One is this one, then this one. So there are 2 w. So you must know where to use this consonant sound and where to use this consonant sound. Otherwise, their place of pronunciation is different. This w is pronounced with the help of the inner part of the lower lip and the front upper lip, and that is it's as I am pronouncing. And this is this w is produced with the help of the 2 lips rounding. It's so I don't want to take you in the complexity of place of articulation, that where they are produced. So simply you must know the difference, that where to use this w and where to use this w. It's a very simple rule. What's the simple rule? That whenever you find the letter containing a v, for example this word, it's when. Now there you find a v. So when you find a word in which there is the letter v, it's a v, and the v always gives the sound of v. So then you will use this v. For example, if I transcript it, it's when, it's a v sound. So if there is a v, then we will use this v sound, and what will be there? V. It's when. I have written the transcription. I will discuss vowel sounds later on in my second lecture. If you pronounce it, it's when. Then first of all there is the sound of v, then we have used this v. And then the n, and the symbol of n is n, clear in English alphabet. So vowel I will discuss later on. So what's the rule? Rule is very simple, that if you find v and there is the sound of v, then we will use this v. Otherwise we always use this v. Just I want to give you example. For example, win. How do you pronounce this word? You pronounce it, this word is win, win. Again there is a v sound, but there is a w. So when you find w and it gives the v sound, this v. If you find v and gives the v sound, that's this one. And how will you pronounce it? It's a win. First of all, there is a sound of v, this v. Then there is the e sound that I will discuss in my second video, and n, and the symbol of n is this one. Clear? One example I want to give you more. That's one. Now when you pronounce it one, again there is a sound of v. It's one. It's a v sound. Now which word to use? Now again we will use this v, because this v has a simple rule. If you find v and there is a sound of v, only then we use this sound. Otherwise we always use v sound wherever there is a v sound. Clear? This symbol wherever there is a v sound. So in one, again there is a v sound. So again we will use here this one, not v1, this one. This one again, one, v, symbol of n is n, and we will use this vowel sound that I will discuss in my next video. One thing I want to tell with you, I want to tell you, and what is that one? that E is always silent at the end of any English word. So here E is silent and we are pronouncing it as one. I think you are able to understand where to use this V and where to use this V, not V, it's a V sound. Now another problematic consonant sounds, I told you that there are three Z. One is this one, second is this one, and the third is this one. So there are three Z. J, 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 and it's humming sound. It's Z. So where to use this one, where to use this one, where to use this one, I am going to discuss the rule with you. First of all, this one. This J is used when you find the letter Z, SE or SE or ES. When these three letters, they produce or they give the sound of J, only then we use this one. For example, I want to give you two or three examples. For example, this. How do you pronounce this? If we pronounce it as Zoo. Oh, sorry. We pronounce it as Jew. Not Jew. It's Jew. Simple Jew. So Z sound. It's a Z. Then we will use. And there's a U sound. It's a long U sound. Jew. Jew. It's a U, long U. So we will use here long U vowel sound. So that's Zoo. Vowels I will discuss in my next video. Now, one more thing I want to give you, and that is this one. W-I-S-E. Now, how do you pronounce this word? This word is pronounced as wise. 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 So, the combination S-E, they are giving the sound of Z. Again, we will use this one. First of all, this word, because I have already discussed. Then there's a vowel sound I. It's wise. It's wise. I sound. So this is the I sound, and then again this J. Clear? So I think you are able to understand. One more example I want to give you ES also, so that you may be able to understand, and that is this one. Now how do you pronounce this word? This word is pronounced as applies. Applies. So ES is again giving the sound of Z. Z. It's giving the sound of Z. So we will use this symbol. That's applies. Applies. Clear? So far I am discussing this J sound. Clear? I'm not going to just stress on any vowel sound that I will discuss later on. So this Z is used only when there is a Z, SC and ES. When these produce or give the sound of J, then we use this one. Now come to this J, that when it is pronounced. This one is when pronounced. So this J is pronounced with the combination of, with the help of the letter J, G, D, G, E. So when or G, E also. Whenever J, G, D, G, E, G, E, they give the sound of J, then we always use this J. Just I want to give you example. For example, J, U, D, G, E. In this word, there is a J sound, there is a D, G, E, and both are giving the J sound. For example, how do you pronounce it? We pronounce it as judge. Judge. So J is giving the sound of J. We will use this one. Then we will use vowel sound, this one, and DGE is giving the sound of J, so this one is a judge. It's a judge. Clear? The judge. Now, with the help of G also, this sound is produced with the help of G also. Now, just I want to give you example. It's just for example, G-I-A-N-T. Now, how do you pronounce it? We pronounce this word as giant. Giant. G is giving the sound of J. Then again we will use this one. Then there is the vowel I. So J. And then ant. Giant. Clear? So I will discuss other rules later on. In this video, my focus is to discuss all the consonant sounds and the problems the student face while just doing transcription. So clear? So this is produced when there's the sound of, when there's a J, G, D, G, G, E, and they give the sound of J, and then we will pronounce it this one. Now come to the last our Z, it's Z, humming sound, it's Z. So when it is pronounced, actually the students, they don't pronounce this word, so you should take this sound a little bit attentively. Now when it is pronounced, when there is a combination S-U-R-E or S-I-O-N. So when there is a combination S-U-R-E or S-I-O-N and they give the sound of a Z, then this is pronounced. So how do you write this S-U-R-E? It's a Z. And how do you write this one? It's this one. Zin. It's Z, it's Zin. I will discuss later on. Let's just focus on this Z. So it is pronounced when we get the combination S-U-R-E, S-I-O-N, and it gives the sound of Z. Just for example, I want to give you one example. Rather two. P-L-E-A-S-U-R-E. Here you get the combination S-U-R-E. So how do you pronounce this word? We pronounce this word as plaza. Plaza. So this combination S-U-R-E is giving the sound, actually this S-U, they are giving the sound of Z. So how to write it? First of all, there is a P, pronounce it plaza. The symbol of P is P, the symbol of L is this one, and then there's a small A sound, and then a Z and this one. Plaza. So when you get the combination S-U-R-E, so in the combination S-U-R-E, S-U, they give the sound of Z. Then again S-I-O-N. But when it gives the sound of a Z. For example, V-I-S-I-O-N. So how do you pronounce this word? This word is pronounced as vision. Vision. It's not vision, it's a vision. So again this. So this is the where we can use it. Now we are going to last problematic consonant in consonant sound, the last consonant sounds, and that is That is where it is used. I am going to discuss some rule. Number one, if the combination NG comes at the end of the word. At the end of word. So if the combination NG comes at the end of any word, then we use the sound G. The sound, the letter G is silent. Just take the example of this word K-I-N-G. So how will you pronounce it? NG is at the end of the word. So how do you pronounce it? It is pronounced as king. G is not pronounced. So you must remember that when NG comes at the end of any word, then the NG combination gives the sound of So how do you pronounce it? It is pronounced as a king. King. Clear? What is the second rule? The second rule is that NG, where in the middle of word, in the middle of a word. Now, at the end of any word, NG is always pronounced as But if the combination NG comes in the middle of any word, and that root word, the main word is a verb. If that is a verb, the middle, if it comes in the middle of any word, and that word or it comes from a verb, then in the middle also it is pronounced as Just I want to give you example. Now this word, there are two combinations, NG in the middle, NG at the end. At the end, NG is always pronounced as But here in this word, in the middle also the combination NG will be pronounced as Why? Because sing is a verb. S-I-N-G is a verb. So it will be pronounced as this one. So that is the pronunciation, and it will be So you must remember, if it is a verb, so in the middle of any word also it is pronounced as a clear. Now come to the third rule. We have discussed two rules. Now come to the third rule. Now the third rule is that ng in the middle of any word, clear, in the middle of any word, and that word, I am going to write it in the middle of any word, and that word is not a verb. If it is not a verb, then it is pronounced as this one. Now we pronounce go also. Just I want to give one example. At UNGER. Now in this word hung is not a verb. It is not the first form. So how will you pronounce it? It will be pronounced as hung also. So how it will be pronounced? It will be pronounced as this one. Hung. Just I want to give you one more example. This one. How do you pronounce it? It is pronounced as English. Also, because is not a verb. So how you pronounce it? English. And the last rule, we have discussed three rules, and the last rule of sound is that whenever you find the combination NK, then it's always pronounced as this one. Whenever you find the combination this one. For example, PINK. Here you have got NK. So how it will be pronounced as? It will be pronounced as in this way. It will be pronounced as pink. Clear? For example, there are so many other words also. Pink is there. Clear? Clink is there. There are so many other words. So these are some problematic consonant sounds. So I thought that you have understood each and every concept that I have tried to give you. I have tried to make it very simple, and I have discussed all the problematic consonant sounds which the students face and which the students find really disturbing, confusing.